the fancy monocle. This is fancy. Oh my god! From now on, this is fancy monocle. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. What is going on again, Nerd Paraders? Thank you guys so much for coming back to hang out with us today. We're playing some more ARK Survival Evolved. We're over here on the Ragnarok server, hanging out with Blitzfire911. What's going on, buddy?
What is up?
Oh, not too terribly much. We are post-purge, one day after the purge, and we're going to start preparing for the next one already. We're wasting no time getting into it. And we're going to show off what we've been doing. We started this a little pre-purge, but we're going to be showing off what we've been doing to protect our base from any type of raid assaults. Now, this is our main kind of, I'll call it our main courtyard area, because this is the only way that land dinos can walk up from. They have to come from this direction if they're walking up. They're being airdropped in, that's a whole other story, but if they're walking up, they've got to come from this direction over here. So we're creating two different types of turret towers. They're going to be the turret towers of Ragnarok, of the Ragnarok server. Now, the first turret tower I'm going to talk about is what we are building up over here on the side. Let me eat some cake of a penis. There we go, cake of a penis. Nom, 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 nom. This is what we're building up over on the side. You'll notice they're a little bit taller. These are to catch some. There are fly traps. There are fly catchers, or something equally as weird sounding, I suppose. But those are designed to blast the flyers out of the sky, and we're going to eventually build them up as probably as tall as the base, I would assume. And then we have this style. This is done. This little death blossom here is done, and it is specifically ground-based devastation. Brontos, Diplos, soaking, anything that has to do with soaking that gets up this close, we're going to keep these more or less kind of in the dead center of the area, and that's how we're going to do that. This is how we're planning our turret tower base defense for this season. Did I say I'm Nick and this is Nerd Parade? If not, I am Nick! This is Nerd Parade, guys. Welcome to the channel. Latest intro ever, or double intro. I can't remember. I have a bad memory. But this is what we're working on. Post-purge, preparing for the second one, and many after that, hopefully. Now, in preparing for our purginess, we are working with a lot of the screen freeze. There we go. It's better. It's better now. We're working with a lot of soaking dinos. Now, the raid that we had yesterday, our first purge raid, soakers were the king. It was kind of get our feet wet, test the waters, see what's going on, and we're discovering that now that things are set a little bit more closer to vanilla settings with just basically automated ARK, people have a lot more turret density, so we're going to need the soakers. We didn't bring enough on the first one. Our allies really supplied us with a lot of the soaking dinos, and we're going to try to not only return the favor for the next purge, but get some of our own. So we're going to start working on some Brontos here that we've already got, and we're going to go out and tame some more. We need new bloodline. These are Brontos that we've had since the very beginning. We need some new bloodline of Brontos. We're going to get some trikes. We're going to talk about why trikes are really, really good. They just got another damage reduction buff. If you saw in the video, those trikes had rather mediocre saddles, but if they get shot in the head by turrets, they take even less damage. So, like, one turret round was doing, like, 5 to 6 damage with some mediocre saddles. They are great for soaking now. Trikes are the new turtles. So we're going to go out looking for some trikes and some high-level turtles, high-level Brontos, high-level Diplos, anything that can soak, because we're going to need a lot of it. Alright guys, we are back in action, and lucky for us, we don't actually have to go very far. There's a mass Bronto spawn in this general vicinity over here, right below our base. And Blitz has spotted a 135 Bronto. Get eyes on him, that's the 95. A 135 right there, female Bronto. I'm going to help him tame that. And there's actually another one down here. I didn't even get a mark on that, come on. There's another one down here that's just as equally as awesome. We got a 150 male Diplo that's getting a little bit munched on. So we're going to try to tame him too. I don't think we have very good Diplo saddles yet, but they're always good for soaker. I mean, they can be better than Brontos, depending on the saddles that you get. They're always a good alternative. So we're going to do some tamey times in this video, preparing for the Purge. The Purge version 2.0. Or, I don't know. I feel like that's a really cringy name. I'll do better next time, I promise. Probably not. I'm going to come up next to you, buddy.
All right.
and we'll try to cliffside tame this. The 135 is the one with the light skin on
tan. Yeah, the tan one, not the red one that's humping it.
All right, well, I'm gonna get some shots on that for you. Let's see if I can't get this Diplo over here too. That might have been a bit. Oh, nice! Wow, I didn't expect to hit that. We're being pursued by the Diplo of Docus. He's a very ferocious derp dino. It will only gently nudge you if you're upsetting to it and its kind. But hopefully we'll bring it down pretty quickly. You've got your Bronto down. I'm trying to walk my guy over closer to you. Oh, yeah, you're helping me. Thank you. Diplo of Docus. He sounds so grand with that name. He sounds like a regal duke. I am Diplo of Docus. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
He needs a monocle.
Oh my god. New dino skin alert. Dino glasses, thing of the past. Dino monocle. Hello, Monopoly guy. I love it. I absolutely love it. We got to do that. Hashtag bring in. We actually got to come up with a hashtag for this. Hashtag Dino Monocle. Introduce Dino Monocle. Can we get that trending? Can we get that at Survive the Ark? Hashtag.
Take to Twitter.
Yeah, to Twitter, my nerd paraders. Hashtag Introduce Dino Monocle at Survive the Ark. Let's see if they'll do it. Let's see if they actually watch Nerd Parade videos. Let's settle that bet once and for all today. Hashtag Introduce the Fancy Monocle. This is fancy. Oh my god! From now on, this is Fancy Monocle. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. This is what happens when we tame. Like, I honestly feel like this is the stuff that we normally skip. Because it's like, oh wow, let me watch you shoot a frickin' Diplo of Docus in its beehole for like 45 minutes. And then put stuff in its mouth and hump it to submission until it becomes your friend and then you can ride it into battle. I feel like that's a giant snooze fest. But I think our ridiculous like shenanigans tend to make the whole process a little more bearable. I don't know, unless no, he's had enough for our crap. He's gonna goodbye cruel world.
Is he going for the ocean?
He's going right for the ocean. Goodbye cruel world. He's having Sir Diplo of Docus and his monocle does not care about us anymore.
He's going to the yacht club.
I'm gonna freaking cliffhanger this like crazy. Did you say the yacht club?
Yeah.
He's gonna start his own. I think I had something for that, but I lost. Start his own like navy. Oh, he's out. Sir Diplo of Docus is down. All right, I didn't bring the kibble with me. I'm pretty sure you still have it. But 150 Sir Diplo of Docus has been successfully sleepy timed. Maybe somebody actually asked me. I'm gonna talk about this a little bit on Blitzers to bring us the kibs. Or any Miho berries, or whatever the case, because I don't feel like grappling back up just now. But somebody asked me, it's like, why don't you ever starve tame? And while it could be a useful strategy on official, and making things a little bit easier for, like, I guess, quality, like taming quality, on Nerd Parade servers you really don't need to. Like, you could toss Miho berries on this guy and get 100% easy peasy. And that's, I mean, call it what you will. I like the easier taming settings because that was the one thing I didn't necessarily care for on official servers, were the long taming times. The long taming times. So that was one of the first things that we amended on Nerd Parade servers. But that's enough of a history lesson for you today, guys. We're going to get some stuff on this. The Bronto should be up and ready to go shortly. And we'll BRBs with some 2 newly tamed Bullet Eaters. Alright guys, we are back at the base and we've got Sir Diplo of Docus, fancy monocle, back at the base, and we're going to talk about a couple of things that have been brought up to me over the course of the last few days, and I want to go over it. It's going to be Soaking 101. That's right, Nerd Parade is going to teach you how to soak with dinos, large and small. Now, there's a trick with large dinos, and we're going to go over these tricks, but mostly when you are soaking with only a few dinos, unless you are just overwhelming your enemy with 20-something Brontos, chances are that you're not going to get your dinos back. Oh, yay, Blitzers is here. Chances are you're not going to get your soak dinos back. They are supposed to be expendable. I know that's going to be a little stingy for a lot of you guys, especially on official servers. They're hard to get back, but you're going to have to hatch out new ones. If you go in with an overwhelming force, which is how I recommend raiding on official, like 20 plus Brontos, then you stand the chance of being able to get the generators and turrets down before the dinos die, the Brontos die, or whatever the case. And then in that case, you can soak in the second way that I'll show you. But the first way and the reason why I tend to prefer Diplos over Brontos are their speed for soaking. So Diplos are quite quick. And first things first, say we're going to soak our base here, and let's pretend that we're going to breach that behemoth gate right over there. So Blitz and I are attacking our base, and we're going to breach. So here we are soaking, we're charging in, and there's people on foot behind us with rocket launchers and C4. This is our in-game position. This is where we want to be. We want to be right here. We want to be as close to the door. We want to be the closest target to the turrets, so our pals on the ground with the C4 and the rockets do not get shot. What I see is a lot of people doing like doing this, like they're dancing around when they're soaking, and they're trying to do something along these lines where they're like backing in. For Diplos and Brontos, that really doesn't make that big of a difference. Sure, if you're taking one dude in, they do stand a better chance of running out at the last second and having them survive. But if you're only soaking with 1 to 2 dudes at a time, chances are, even with running out, you may still lose them. So don't make that your priority. What your priority should be is to get to the end point from A to B as quickly as possible so that your guys on foot can progress and maybe get the turrets down before they die. This is especially true with Brontos. Now, I'll see people start to go in with Brontos, and this actually happened on one of our Purge raids. You'll see somebody... I'm gonna mount the one we just tamed. This one here, which has got a clever name as well. It's Lady Bront of Saurus. Of Sorass, LOL, because we tamed it because... never mind. Family-friendly channel, LOL. I didn't mean to swipe. Okay. Now, you'll see a lot of people, like, they'll start to run in, and then they'll start this maneuver. Where it's like, okay, I'm gonna turn it around, beep, 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 and then they're gonna start backing up. All of this is just wasted time. Because the people on the ground could already be there. They could already be at the gate, blowing it down. And then you could either progress the Bronto in, swing your tail to break some wires, whatever the case. But this is one of those things that every time I see it in a raid, it's like pet peeve, like it triggers me. I don't like seeing that, especially when you're only soaking with a few Brontos. If you're soaking with 20, you're probably going to make it out with Brontos. If you're soaking with 1 to 2, just a mate-boosted pair, consider them expendable. That's basically what it's going to have to be when you're raiding a large-scale base. So you should sprint in, get to from A to point B as quickly as possible. So now I'm opening the door. I don't mean to open the door. We're hopping off. We're pretending we're a groundy right now. Those turrets above are soaking the closest target to them. Guess what? We're running under here, under the Brontos. We've got C4. Boop. 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 There we just put 4 C4 on the wall. Now we're running out. Running out. Okay, we're good. And our buddies are probably just going to remain there. They're going to eat that C4 because, again, these are only a couple of Brontos. We're not going in with 20. We're expending these 2. Right-click. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, down comes the gate. The Brontos are still alive. Okay, we're going to try to progress in. The door's down. Progress in. Swing your tail. See if we can take out some turrets. So the whole key takeaway point from this is the soaking 101 on the big dinos. Get there as quickly as possible so that your people on the ground can do the groundwork that they need to do. And the quicker it happens, maybe the quicker the turrets will come down or whatever the case. Now, if you're trying to work with a wall of death or something on the outside, the name of the game is always going to be overwhelming your enemy. You're going to need to bring more soakers the more layers that you have to get past. Because every soaker, you should plan to take it there and then not have to bring it back. If you do get to bring it back, then that is just an extra treat. Definitely try to go after the tiered saddle that you may or may not lose. But when I see soaking with just a few dinos, that's like the Nerd Parade public service announcement. That's how you get around it. If you don't have an army o Brontos or an army o Diplos or an army o whatever, expect to lose your soakers. It's just going to happen. It's the nature of the beast. It's always going to be about, we're going to drop some ARK science evolved on you. It's always going to be about turret density versus, soakability, basically. And I think, oh god, I think it's 12 or 15. 12 or 15 turrets can fire at a single time. Anything more than that it's going to simply be a war of attrition. Like they're there for bullets running out. Correct me if I'm wrong, right, Blitz? I mean, it's like 12. I know it's in that 12 or 15 range.
Sounds about right.
We did some tests a while back. Assuming those tests are still accurate, it's like 12 or 15. One of my old videos that I did. Some of you older Nerd Paraders might remember it. It was back when the Dodo Rex first came out for the Halloween event. It was like 68 turrets versus the Dodo Rex, and that's where we initially figured it out that only a few turrets can fire at one target at a given time. So now we're going to talk about some turtles. Now, turtles are a completely different organism. The problem with turtle soaking anymore, especially if turrets are set to players only, which is probably the best setting for PvP, because they'll only target ridden dinos and players. The idea with turtles is you want to back it in to avoid your guy getting shot off the back. Because the closer you get, and the angle that the angle of the dangle, the angle that the turrets are coming in, you can actually get shot off quite easily from the back of a turtle. So you want to try to get to a certain point where you're not getting shot, and then you just want to hold that position. Turtles are meant simply just to drain out bullets, I feel like. When it comes to turtle soaking, they're just there to wait out the bullets. Brontos, Diplos, you're rushing in, you're going to try to bring down the turrets and the generators or whatever before you get... before you soak all the bullets. Turtles are the opposite, in my opinion, especially now that the C4 bombing method is taken care of. Only one per dino. You can do it if you have a bajillion dinos to drop. It'll take a whole heck of a lot longer, and then maybe you'll get lucky and the turrets are set to players and tamed, and those turtles remaining after one C4 will soak up some bullets before they kick the bucket. It's an entire possibility, but in my opinion, your three best soakers are going to be your large soakers. Diplos, depending on the saddle, they're so much faster than Brontos, much easier to maneuver. So the chances of you getting out with one of those alive, much higher. Brontos for the huge amount of health. The rock golems or rock elementals, absolutely awesome for soaking. Getting tiered saddles is one of the most difficult things you could possibly do. And those are going to be the three top-tiered soakers. Lower-tiered soakers, your best one, and it's something we've touched about just briefly on this video, is the trike. Now, the trike had a buff to its head, to its face. It took reduced damage. It just got another one. It takes even less damage now, along with the stego. But if you can walk forward on a trike, pretend this is a trike right now, since we haven't tamed any yet. The other ones got killed. You are more or less protected as the rider at a certain angle from the turrets, unless you get directly underneath them, which is something you don't want to do, like we talked about with the turtle. The turrets will fire at the trike's head. Now, you're more or less protected because you're behind the hood. We'll call it the hood. You're behind the hood, you're protected from that, but you're vulnerable to sniper fire while you're sitting there soaking. But trikes are going to be another drainer, not another, like, tank and spanker. I like that, tank. I mean, we'll use like MMO terms. You got your tank and spanks, which are your big dudes, big mass to soak up turrets while ground people come in and do the work, and then you've got your just bullet eaters, and that's their entire job, is to eat the bullets until drained. So with a good combination of two, you could take down any base. It's just going to be a matter of time, and depending on the layers. Well, I'm going to use the previous video as an example. The layers that we had to go through, we had a wall of death, and then 2 turret towers that we had to contend with and break them down as we were going. We definitely did not have enough soakers for that. It was the very first purge raid, our very first raid that we'd done, so our dino capacity was a little bit low, but I'm just making excuses. We needed a lot more, and we went in with pretty unprepared, more unprepared than I would like to be. But this is getting a little preachy now, and I don't want it to be like that. This is supposed to be about soaking 101 and teaching you guys the best way to do it and the most effective. But it's double-edged. The dinos you take in do not always expect to get out. I would always expect to lose any dino that you take in as a soaker. So make sure you've got your breeders on standby back at your base, and you're taking in primarily males and 1 female simply for the mate boost. I think we about covered it. What do you think, Blitzers? It was archification. That's ARK and edumacation. I don't know if I like
Add it
that.
to the dictionary.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we can. We can add that one in the dictionary. ARK Science Evolved, which is another one that we always tend to coin and go for. I enjoy that one pretty much. So we're calling it an episode of ARK Science Evolved. Soak as close as possible. If you get stuck on something, try to worm your way around it. Do not soak here. Get up on it. Get up on it. Get all up in it. And plop that C4 down. Rockets should probably be used in a desperation effort. It's always best to go in with the C4 and then beep, 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 and blow things that way. Well, I feel a little bit preachy, but I think the message is more or less going to help a lot of people with their soaking technique, especially on other servers. All right, Nerd Paraders, that is pretty much going to wrap up my preachiness for today, and I hope you liked the video. We're just doing post-purge stuff, getting ready for the next one, which is going to be coming sooner than we expected. So our next goal, breed the crap out of Brontos, get some trikes going. I mean, turtles are always good to have. They're never. I made it sound like turtles are kind of butts. Not the case. Turtles are always good to have. Get our Diplos going. We're gonna start a freaking zoo of soakers. Right, that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, enough of my rambles. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Boom. If you learned something, if you liked it, smash the thumbs up button. Boom, boom. Hit it as hard as you can. Trust me, it won't hit back. And remember to subscribe to the page for some more cool videos just like this one. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Please remember to take care of yourselves, stay awesome, and I'll see you later.